Have you ever wanted straight hair? Well, as a person with curly hair, I always want straight hair, so I usually straighten my hair pretty often. Today I'll be discussing how to straighten one's hair, and what you're going to need is a brush, hair oil, a straightener, and hair protectant. And what you're going to want to do first is brush your hair thoroughly, and that's what I did already because that takes up quite a bit of time. And what you're going to want to do next is take heat protectant, and you want to spray it all throughout your hair. You just want to make sure you get all the bits, so you don't want your hair to burn or fry. You still want it to be healthy. You're going to want to brush it again to make sure the heat protectant has gone through. And then you're going to want to put your hair into 2 layers instead of straightening it all the way. So I don't have super thick hair, so I just put my hair in 2 layers instead of 3, but you can put it in more depending on how much hair you have. And then you split it in half like so. And then you're going to want to brush this out. And make sure there's no snarls. You want to start from your roots all the way to your ends. And then once that's brushed out, you're going to want to take a piece of hair, probably like 2 inches wide or so. And then you'll start straightening it. And then when you're straightening, you don't want to start here. You want to start at your very roots and then work your way down. And you don't want to do it super fast either, or else it's not going to straighten very well. Because like right now, you can tell it didn't straighten very well. And as soon as you keep it down for a little bit longer, it straightens a little bit better. And then once that piece is done, you move on to your next piece. And once again, you want to grab a piece that's like 2 inches or about 1 inch. Especially depending on how thick your hair is. Because the thicker your hair is, they'll probably want to grab a smaller piece. And it's going to take you longer to straighten the thicker your hair is. And it doesn't really matter what straightener you have. I know a lot of people, like my mom got hers from like Ulta and it was super expensive. I got this one from Target. It was super cheap. And like same for your heat protectant. Your heat protectant doesn't need to be super expensive like my mom's, for instance. Like I usually get mine from like TJ Maxx, which is like $3. It can be like any brand like Tresemme or whatever, it doesn't matter. And then same with your hair oil. Your hair oil is going to be for your split ends because your hair always seems to look really dry at the end, like mine, for instance. And when you're doing that, the oil kind of like helps it out with the damage, and it doesn't make it look so frizzy. So that always helps. And then your brush can be any brush. Like sometimes I even use a comb. And you want to keep doing that. And then once you're done with that layer, you move on to your next one. And you proceed to do the same thing. Start from your roots and work your way down. Okay, so now that both layers are straightened, what you're going to want to do next is you want to split your hair in 2 like so. Just like this, not layers or anything, just split it in half. And then you're going to want to take whatever hair oil you have, and you're going to want to, sometimes you don't even need hair oil, you just need like a hair product of some sort, or like even leave-in conditioner, but you want to use the tiniest bit, and you want to like squirt maybe a drop or 2, the size of a dime, into your palm, and then you want to rub your hands together like so. And when you're rubbing your oil into your hair, you don't want to put it in your roots, or it's going to look extremely greasy, and you do not want that at all. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start here and work your way down, and then all the way down to your ends. And as you can see, my ends look really bad, but once you put the oil in it, it makes it look a little bit healthier. And then just keep going from the middle all the way down, and then you can put your hair in a ponytail kind of, and gather it all together and just wipe the oil all over your hair. And after you're done wiping all the oil in, you can brush it out now. And once you brush it out, it looks healthy and it looks nice and it's straight and it doesn't look fried, like you straighten it all the time, or like it doesn't look bad. And if you see a spot or 2 that's a little like messy or not straight, you can always go back over it, even with the oil on it, like that's okay. And just brush it out a little more if you need to. And your hair should look a little more straighter. And that's usually how I put it every day, or not every day, every other day. And so I really hope this video helped you out with how to straighten hair, and maybe you'll straighten your hair a little bit more often.